KCHW 102.7 is Northern Lights Public Radio. We love serving our county. We've made special investments in generators and backup systems that in the event of disaster can be used to broadcast news and emergency information. As well, we now broadcast our emergency alert messages and Amber Alerts across our smartphone and internet broadcast platforms. KCHW 102.7, we're Northern Lights Public Radio, serving all of Stevens County.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Good evening, KCHW 102.7, or I guess good early evening, late afternoon, whichever you want to call it. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. We are here today. We're joined with Mary Sholz. She has a performance coming up in just a couple of hours over at the Aaron Huff Memorial Cultural Center. Good afternoon, Mary. How are you doing?
Hello.
I'm used to saying good morning.
I'm great. I'm happy to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
No problem. So you excited about the show?
I am.
Nice,
I'm looking forward to it.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, your music.
Sure.
Tell us what you're doing and the tour that you're on.
Okay, great. So I'm originally from Philadelphia, but I live in Los Angeles. I've been on the road for this tour for about a week. I've got another week to go before I'm back home in LA. Mm-hmm. And I'm just very happy to be returning to Chewelah. I had a chance to come here a few years ago. I think it was 2018. To play. I opened for Chris Trapper when he was in town here.
Yes.
At the time. And so that's how I got to meet all the lovely folks here in Chewelah. So I'm excited to be back.
Well, that's how we get you. You see, we bring you here once,
right.
and then you're going to come back twice. Next thing you know, you're shopping for houses. Yeah, that's how we get you. So tell us a little bit about your music, your background.
So I am... I'm an Americana folk rock singer-songwriter. I play guitar and piano, and I grew up doing all kinds of music and singing and dance and all of the things. So it's been a very musical-filled life for me. And I moved to Los Angeles 12 years ago, and have released a number of records over the years. And so I write about life and just the experience of living. And nice. I really enjoy being, I love getting to be in front of new audiences and new faces and connect with people that I've not met before, as well as seeing the folks that I have had the chance to meet.
Right.
So that's nice. It's great. It's like a great excuse to be out and just connecting with people.
Right. Well, and it's always nice to have outside musicians. We have some phenomenal local musicians.
Yeah.
But it's always good to get some fresh music and some fresh faces in here, entertaining the folks here in Chewelah. I love it. So you are in the middle of a tour right now, correct?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I'll be in Bend tomorrow, and then I'm in Solvang, California, and back to LA, and then I'm off to Nashville for Americana Fest.
Okay, great. Yeah, and we talked a little bit about that, and you had been in Tennessee before a couple of times.
Yes, I've been, I'm in and out of Tennessee a bunch, but I was just there in May in Nashville and Knoxville and a couple other spots. So
outstanding, beautiful area over there.
Yes, lovely.
And you also have a new album coming out. Is that correct? You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So last year I released a record called Begin Again, and this October, I'm releasing an EP called Poems from Earth. Mm-hmm. So the first single from that came out on August 22nd. It's called Montana. And all the songs on the EP have something to do with, they touch on nature or our relationship to this earth and our effect on it, etc. Mm-hmm. So that's hence the title.
Nice. And we have a song coming up from that here in a little while. Called Montana. But first, a question I always like to ask any artist when they come in here for an interview is, what was that moment? I'm sure you remember, everybody remembers that spark, that time when you picked up an instrument or picked up a brush and said, this is what I'm going to do with my life.
Oh.
Yeah.
So singing was always the thing for me. It was always where my deepest love was in singing, and then like listening to songs on the radio. And I had this whole thing where I really felt like I needed to memorize, not needed, like it was homework, but couldn't help myself but memorize the lyrics to every song that I ever heard, which I loved to do. So it was just very much part of, like, I don't necessarily remember a time when I didn't want to be doing that. I do remember a very specific, like, grade school talent show where people were so excited that I was like, oh, I love performing in front of people. I do remember that moment.
Nice.
But I always was involved in some kind of performance, and I went to school for musical theater, and I studied different instruments, and really always came back to writing songs and performing for people, and it being just an interpersonal connection kind of thing.
Right.
I didn't start playing guitar. I was playing piano when I was young. I didn't start playing guitar till I was a senior in high school. And for a while, I was just like playing so that I could accompany myself and didn't have to rely on any other musicians, because my main instrument was the flute, and you can't really sing and play the flute at the same time.
Well, unless you're Jethro Tull.
Well, I mean,
But,
at the same, well, yeah. So I started playing the guitar, and for a long time I was like, oh, I just play so I can sing. And at some point, I was on a tour, and I realized, like, oh no, I love the guitar, and I love to play it, and
Nice.
and I play this instrument. Like somewhere in there was a shift, and I remember visiting the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland.
Okay.
Fun thing about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is that if you are a musician on tour, you can go and get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for free if you provide them a copy of your record for their archives.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes, they are
That's cool.
Their whole thing is like, we want you to know and understand your history, like the history of, this art that you're a part
Right.
of, which is so nice and lovely. And so
Yeah.
I went and gave them a copy of the record I was promoting at the time and got to walk around the Hall of Fame. And I remember getting to the acoustic guitar room that had all of these, guitars from various players over the years. And I remember just being like, feeling like it was a sacred space. And I was like,
Yes.
oh yes, I do love this instrument. So anyway, that
Very
became
cool.
my main instrument after a while.
That's fascinating, though, that they and wonderful. Not only they there for the famous Hall of Famers, but they really make efforts to support
Yeah.
unknown up and coming artists.
Yeah,
That's-
it felt like a
I'm not saying you're unknown. I'm just saying that anybody. I didn't mean it that way.
I didn't take it that way.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'm unknown to most people.
Oh, I know you.
But it's just nice to be considered a professional,
Yeah.
even if you're not somebody who someone's going to see on the street and recognize, right? Because
Right.
there's just so many working professional musicians out there. And people ask you, like, about success. Like, success is such a weird word.
It is.
People
It
are
is.
very like, oh, have you had any success yet? And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for 15 years on the road and
Right.
connecting with people and playing music, and that seems like success to me.
It does to me too.
And so it was nice to go into a place where it felt like amongst the community there was also that acknowledgement of, like,
Right.
yeah, a working musician is a working musician.
Right.
You're
Well, yeah,
professional.
and like you said, different measurements of success in any
Yeah.
artistic industry. There's all kinds of background.
Oh, yeah.
Support positions, and you don't have to be on. I guess MTV isn't really a thing much anymore, but
But I know exactly what you mean.
My next thought was radio, but then there's that. But you don't have to be a
Oh my
household
gosh.
name to be considered successful.
I have to tell you, I played. So one of the things that I do, I also teach voice lessons and songwriting classes and performance technique stuff. And I have like all kind of age range. But one of my students, who I love, is in high school, and I said something about the record that came out last year. One of my favorite radio stations played one of the songs from it. And so I said that to her I was like, oh, it's very exciting, because we would share like what's new.
Right.
And I said I was very excited because, are you familiar with this station in the town that she was in? They played one of my songs for my new record, and I was very excited. And she was like, oh, yeah, I mean, I don't listen to the radio, but I know that's like a big deal.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, and there's the old card. Like,
Right. I will have to say though, since I've been doing this job, there is an age gap. There's people, my age and older that still enjoy the radio,
course,
still
yeah.
listen. There's the millennials that don't really even understand it's still a thing. But when you talk to the young kids out there, young kids are really into radio right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the 6 to 12-year-olds. You talk about radio, and they are just in it.
Interesting.
We play some old programming, like old, vintage from the 30s and 40s radio shows.
Yeah.
And I've had multiple young kids come up to me and say, we love the old-time radio
funny
programs on Sunday mornings.
That's great.
Yeah. So
We love that.
just a little plug for community radio.
Yeah.
We're just always happy to be here.
I love the community radio because I travel so much, and when I love to just scan through the radio stations as I'm driving through towns and catch their local shows and their local DJs and what's going on in their town with their news. It's very interesting, and I'm very glad that it's something that is still thriving.
Oh, yeah, me
even
too.
though there's so much digital consumption. You
Yeah.
know.
Well, and
of course, there's things like this where it's like diversify, right?
right.
The live stream and the YouTube and
Boy, we have to keep up with the times somehow.
yeah, that's good.
But yeah, there's that, and community radio is sort of, they say, sort of the last sort of standing, the still functional aspect of radio right now, because most of the big commercial stations are all based in one
Yeah.
city and they just repeat everything across the country. But local community radio is still kind of keeping the torch lit. you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. Picking the
So-
songs, playing the things. It's good.
Yep, exactly. So let's go ahead and listen to this first song. And you want
Okay,
to give us a little intro into this song here?
Sure. Montana is a song that I wrote about a tour that I did in 2014, about a friendship that I was like gifted because of that tour.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really just sort of a look. I don't get thoroughly nostalgic about things. I'm very forward looking, but I
Right.
feel very nostalgic about this time, and how it's just a look at youthful wandering, I guess.
Right. Well, all right. Well, here we go is Mary Sholz with Montana. Well, I guess my apologies. We're trying to figure out how to use the CD player here. It says it's playing, but we're not getting anything coming out over the air. Let's go ahead and try this next song here, see if this works a little bit better.
Sure.
It's always fun messing up on live radio, right? We get to see...
That's the beauty of live performance of any kind.
Right?
Live theater.
And I'm hearing some background noise, but I'm not sure it's playing here. Anyway, let's go ahead and try this next one. You want to tell us a little bit about this next song we're
Sure,
going to play,
this
and maybe we
song's-
can figure that out later.
This song on the beginning of the record, it's called Strength, Hope, You. It's just about allowing yourself to be exactly where you are in life and not feel like you need to beat yourself up for not being in some other place, position, etc.
Okay, great. And once again, this name of the song is
Strength, Hope, You.
Strength, Hope, You. There we go.
You see it's morning where you are. You read a book and sip your coffee. In the dark, you had a dream that broke your heart. You're glad for morning in the dark. The bitter wind has blown away. The sun is creeping through the window where you lay. You woke up knowing you're okay. The bitter wind has blown away. So take a step out the door, down the road you've walked before. Don't you dare stare a moment at your shoes. You will live and you will fight, but you just made it through the night. And right now you've got nothing more to prove. You are strength, you are hope, you are you. shadows turn to glass. You're staring at your own reflection in the past. You think you see what should have last, but they're just shadows turn to glass. So keep your pace out the door, down the road you've walked before. Don't you dare stare a moment at your shoes. You will live and you will fight, but all your shadows mean there's light. And right now you've got nothing more to prove. You are strength, you are hope, you are you. You are everything that's true, even when you think you don't know what to do. You always move towards whatever's moving you, so don't forget to let the movement pull you through. You are strength, you are hope, you are more than you know. You are all, and you are home. So keep your pace out the door, down the road you walked before. Don't you dare stare a moment at your shoes. You will live and you will fight, but you will make it through the night. And right now you've got nothing more to prove. You are strength, you are hope, you are strength, you are hope, you are strength, and you are home. 'Cause you are you.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
I was listening. We were chatting, but I was listening to it in the background. That's why I turned the speakers on. So yeah, that was great.
Thank you.
So why don't you tell us what? Oh gosh, yeah, I was enjoying the song, and I forgot to even think about what
Well,
to
that's
ask you
all right.
next. So what do you think of Chihuahua so far?
I love Chihuahua.
Yeah,
It's just lovely and peaceful, and the
And-
folks are so kind. And I'm looking forward to the show and, getting to reconnect with people.
Now, one question I have for you. I had read that you perform barefoot. Is this true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of the time.
Is there a reason for that, or just is it how you feel comfortable?
I
or?
prefer, I just feel most comfortable that way. It's kind of funny because I used to, when I was much younger, I used to really like to perform, and I would wear like 3.5-inch heels.
Yeah.
And I think that being elevated and forward really helped me feel confident on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I got a little bit older, something about being able to be connected to the ground and laid back a little bit felt more comfortable and confident to me. So there is like a couple of, you can't always perform barefoot. It's cold
Right.
or whatever weather, if it's an outdoor gig or whatnot.
Right.
So there's like a few pairs of boots I'll perform in, or barefoot. There's like I have
Nice.
performance shoes and I have my bare feet.
There's a weird thing I've noticed. A lot of the sort of indie performers that I enjoy, a weird number of them, a large percentage of them, perform barefoot, and I don't know if it's the music that speaks to me or if it's the type of personality
That's funny.
that would do that. So again, we are speaking with Mary Sholz. She's going to be performing tonight at the Aaron Huff Memorial Cultural Center, also known as the Cult. Doesn't mean anything bad. It's just a shortened way to say it. We have our offices there for the creative district, and
Oh, nice.
I've often used the term the Cult, and I always get some strange looks every time I do that. But yes, again, that concert's tonight, 7 p.m. at the Cult.
Yeah.
There are still tickets available. I believe we're going to be taking some tickets at the door.
Yeah.
I think ticket sales are we're a little less than you guys had hoped for. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping in the last 48 hours we've sold
Yeah,
a
I don't
bunch
know
more.
where it is right now, but I know that we'll have some lovely people in the room.
Yeah.
But I know that also it's tickets to the door are going to be cash or check only.
Okay. Yep.
That's what I was told.
But I think I know a lot of people are excited about it. I've heard people talking about it for a
good.
couple months
I'm
now.
glad. Oh,
and
really?
I know
I
a lot
love
of
that.
people are really excited.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to, talk about the songs and make people laugh and then make them cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we do at a Mary Sholz show. Make you laugh, make you cry.
So is there anything else you want to talk about? Is there any like we already talked a little bit about your upcoming shows and your new album?
Yeah. Poems from Earth is coming out. It's always really lovely to. It's so weird. I hate this. The promotion stuff is so strange to do.
Oh, I know.
Follow me on social media or sign up for the mailing list. But it does make a difference, and it does help me keep connected with everybody. And it means that I can come back to different towns more frequently if I have audience there. It's. Yeah, so if you like following musicians' journeys, etc., I'm on all the social medias and all the streaming platforms and all that stuff.
Very cool. So
it's so
you can just find Mary Sholz on Facebook.
That's right, SCHOLZ, no T.
Oh yeah, and you have Instagram. I'm assuming.
Yes, I'm very active on Instagram. I like Instagram a lot.
Okay.
So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, if you're into that.
TikTok, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know we stream on Twitch. I don't know if
I have a Twitch account. I think maybe I used it once. I was live streaming a lot during the pandemic from Facebook because I already had a community there of people, and so it was a really easy way to connect with folks. But I would love to sort of build that on Twitch because I've heard nothing but great things about their streaming platform.
Yeah, you're streaming live on Twitch as we speak.
Hello. Well, I have an account somewhere. You could follow me there. And when I get on there, I'll find you.
There you go. And your Instagram again is just
Mary Sholz.
Mary Sholz.
Yeah.
Okay.
On Facebook, it's Mary Sholz Music. And on Instagram, it's Mary Sholz. But there's music videos on YouTube and all that good stuff.
Fantastic. Well, I do believe I found the issue with the first song we tried to play, and I did fix it. So we're going to go ahead and let you listen to Mary's song Montana right now.
Great.
And again, one more intro into this song Montana.
Montana is a love song to friendship and youthful wandering.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Here we go. Mary Sholz with Montana. All right, that was Mary Sholz with Montana. It's looking like the vocals weren't on that track, Mary. You want to tell us a little bit about
Yeah, I don't know. We may all collectively be discovering an error in the CD print, so that's exciting.
It's also very likely that it could be a problem with our equipment right here in the studio.
All right,
so we're
well,
gonna test that out
coin toss.
before she goes into the show.
Oh my gosh.
But
Yes, because
that's okay.
the record is not out yet, and so the CDs are brand new. They just arrived before I left for this tour. So I just grabbed a box for them and left for tour. So
I will have to say the instrumentals were beautiful.
thank you very much. Thank you.
That was very gorgeous. It was very relaxing and calming. I enjoyed it, actually.
Good, I'm so glad.
I do enjoy a good instrumental
Oh, I
song.
do too. I love using the instrumentals from the songs for different things and videos and stuff like that. But yeah, generally speaking, my voice should be on the CD.
But if you didn't hear her voice on that song, you can hear her voice
That's
live at the Aaron Huff Memorial Cultural Center, also known as the Cult, at 7 p.m. That is in 2 hours.
That's right.
We need to get you out of here so you can go out, get your
yeah.
equipment ready, and get your sound check going. We do appreciate you coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
This has been a lot of fun.
This has been fun.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed meeting you. So once again, thank you for listening to KCHW 102.7. You can join us right here tonight, where we have it's Saturday, isn't it? Tonight from 5 to 7 is our educational radio. We have Planetary Radio, T-Book, the book show. Following that from 6 to 7 p.m. is Catch a Wave. And then from 7 to 9 p.m. is Blue Suede Connection, which is 2 hours all about Elvis. Thank you so much for listening. KCHW 102.7, Your Northern Lights Public Radio.
And now we return you to our regular scheduled program, In Progress.